AITA for swapping my sister's IVF embryos with donor sperm to prove she'd make a terrible mother. I, 35M, have always had a strained relationship with my younger sister, Caroline, 33F. She's always been the type who gets what she wants without thinking about the consequences or anyone else's feelings. Our parents have always spoiled her, which has turned her into a self-centered, entitled brat. I've watched her make one terrible decision after another, from quitting jobs on a whim to getting involved in toxic relationships. But the thing that truly set me off was when Caroline announced she was going to have a baby through IVF. She said she wanted to do it on her own, without a partner, because she didn't need anyone holding her back. She talked about it like it was some kind of new project, not a life-altering responsibility. I was horrified. Caroline is the least responsible person I know, and I couldn't imagine her raising a child. So I decided to intervene in a way that most people would probably think is extreme, but I believed it was necessary. Caroline asked me to drive her to one of her IVF appointments since her car was in the shop, and I agreed. While she was in the consultation room, I noticed her medical file on the desk at the reception. I distracted the receptionist with some fake paperwork issue and managed to sneak a look at her file. I memorized the information, and later that day, I called the clinic pretending to be Caroline's partner. I said we wanted to make a change to the donor selection, opting for a different donor profile, a completely random choice I picked from their website. The clinic, assuming I had her permission, accepted the change without question. I thought this would be the end of it. Caroline would still get her IVF, but the child wouldn't share her chosen donor's traits, and I figured she would back out when she realized the mistake. I thought maybe this would make her rethink her decision, realizing she wasn't ready to be a mother. But Caroline went ahead with the procedure, blissfully unaware of what I'd done. She was thrilled when she found out she was pregnant, telling everyone about her future, perfect baby. Meanwhile, I waited in the background, believing I'd done the right thing by setting her up for a reality check. Things escalated further when Caroline insisted on throwing a big gender reveal party. She was going on and on about how she couldn't wait to see if her baby would have the beautiful blue eyes of the donor she thought she had chosen. The whole family gathered for the party, and I was boiling inside, listening to her talk about the baby like it was a fashion accessory. When it was time to cut the cake and reveal the gender, I stood up and said, "Before we find out, there's something everyone needs to know." The room went quiet, and Caroline gave me a confused look. I continued, "I think it's time we all hear about the truth behind this pregnancy and how the baby's donor wasn't the one you chose, Caroline." Caroline laughed nervously, thinking I was joking. I went on, "I changed the donor. The baby isn't coming from the donor you picked. I chose a different one at random because I knew you weren't ready to be a mother. I wanted to see if you'd realize it's not just about you." The color drained from her face. Our parents gasped, and the guests started whispering in shock. Caroline started screaming at me, demanding to know if I was serious. I told her I did it for her own good, that she needed to understand that a child isn't a toy or a project, and that maybe this would make her rethink her life choices. Chaos erupted. Caroline broke down in tears, screaming that I'd ruined her life. My parents were furious, calling me heartless and cruel. Some of the guests tried to calm Caroline, while others started to leave, clearly disgusted by the situation. The next day, Caroline went back to the clinic and confirmed everything. She's now threatening to sue me, saying I violated her privacy and rights, and that I had no business interfering in her choices. Our family is completely torn apart. My parents refuse to speak to me, and some relatives have cut ties altogether. But here's the thing, I still believe I was right. Caroline is reckless and irresponsible, and she shouldn't be a mother. I did what I thought was necessary to protect an innocent child from being brought into a chaotic life. She's calling me a monster, and everyone seems to think I'm the bad guy. But was I really wrong to do what I did? So, AITA for swapping my sister's IVF embryos with donor sperm to prove she'd make a terrible mother.